Today, we're going to dive into a really personal, really mysterious confession from a writer. It's a secret they held on to for a quarter of a century. And trust me, it's a story about a hidden relationship, a whole lot of guilt, and in the end, a reveal that changes everything.
Right off the bat, the author hits us with this incredibly powerful question. You can just feel the weight of it, right? It immediately sets the stage. We know we're dealing with a secret that's been a massive emotional burden for a very, very long time.
25 years. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. That's an entire generation. All that time, they've kept this relationship with someone they call her completely locked away. All because they were afraid of what society might think, of tradition, of so-called honor.
So this is the big question, isn't it? The central mystery we're going to unravel. Who is this she that has had such a huge, profound impact on the author's life? Well, the text gives us some amazing clues, so let's start piecing them together and see if we can figure out her true identity. Okay, so now the author starts to paint us a picture of her. And let me tell you, this is where things get really fascinating. It's not like any description of a real person you've ever heard. You gotta pay attention to the words he uses here. Limitless beauty, eternal memory. She shows up whenever he wants, she can be anyone or anything, and she can even change reality for him, turning a blazing hot sun into a cool evening. This doesn't sound like a human being, does it? It sounds more like a perfect, almost magical entity that exists only for him. And this comparison, this slide right here, really gets to the heart of it. On one side, you have real-world love. It's messy, it's complicated, it's full of conflicts and demands. But his relationship with her, that's about absolute, unrestrained freedom. She never questions him, never stops him, and asks for literally nothing in return. It's perfect. You know, even when he felt the pressure from society and tried to push her away, he just couldn't do it. It was impossible. He says the connection is as essential as breathing. It's not a choice he's making, it's a fundamental part of who he is.
All right, so for all agreeing that she isn't a flesh and blood person, then where does she come from? What's her origin story? Well, the author gives us some surprisingly physical, almost biological clues that point to her being born from within.
Wow. I mean, just look at this process. It all starts as a simple thought in the brain. But then, damn, that thought triggers this whole physical chain reaction. Energy surges through his nerves, his breath quickens, his muscles tense up, his body literally becomes a laboratory for her creation. It's this incredibly intense, internal event. So you see, every single clue points inward. She is born in the brain. Her power courses through his own body. This pretty much confirms it. Her origin is psychological, it's creative, it's deeply personal, it's not some external love affair.
And it's like the author knows exactly what we might be thinking right now. He puts up a stop sign. Despite all that intense physical language, he's warning us, hey, don't you dare reduce this to something as simple as lust or some psychological issue. He insists it's something way purer, way more profound. He says, I am half of her love. They are part of each other. So after laying out all these pieces for us, the perfect muse, the internal creation process, you can just feel the weight of this 25-year secret finally starting to lift. We're at the climax of the confession. The mask is about to come off. He calls the whole secret a stage play, one that forced him to become a great actor. But now, the show's over. The curtain is coming down, the performance is done, and he's ready to tell us the truth.
And boom, there it is. The answer we've been building towards. She is not a person. She's not a lover or a ghost. She is the personification of his own creative drive, the act of taking a huge, deep emotion and turning it into words on a page.
So, when you look back, this entire confession has been one giant, beautiful metaphor for a writer's relationship with their own muse, with their passion. She is that private, all-consuming, and often hidden creative force that drives every artist, every creator.
But this big reveal isn't just about relief. It actually changes everything about the author's creative process. So let's take a look at how unburdening this secret transforms him.
So check this out. Before he came clean, the actual act of writing, which he calls the letter, was a struggle. The potential was there, the words were pleading with him, but something was holding him back. The secret was a blockage. But now, after he finally acknowledges and embraces his passion, after touching her, Look what happens. It's a total transformation. The words aren't a struggle anymore. They're unleashed. They flow freely, just like a river.
What we're seeing here is a merger, a complete unification. The author, his emotional inspiration, her, and the actual physical writing, the letter, they aren't three separate things anymore. They've all merged into one single effortless creative act. He's finally whole.
And this whole powerful story really leaves us with a question for ourselves, doesn't it? It invites us all to think. What is the she in your life? You know, that hidden passion, that deep-seated drive that you keep locked away because you're scared. And what amazing things might happen if you finally decided to set it free.